Right, got it done and got it.
Crazy. All righty. Well, I'm gonna talk while I fix this. Islam, peace and love to ye all. Happy Holy Day, happy Friday, happy Venus Day, however one likes to do that. We'd like to thank you to join us, and I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. Islam Pazi Amor to you all. You already know that all is well, and bro, you know how my memory gets, bro. Could you kind of like kickstart it, help jog it? What was that other appellation, bro? What was that? We like to thank you all for joining us, and 7 Hill Star, for another Impromptu Improv, and I am here with my bro, and he is.
Alrighty, y'all. Peace and greetings. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwestern Maxim. How are you? Happy Holy Venus degree, guys. I am like in super advertised mode, so I'm kind of like zoned out. Shout out to those that are at the Jurisprudence gym right now. I know like we're going on probably like while Malika's probably like about an hour and 15 minutes into our court strategy presentation, guys. I know like our schedule has been a little different because I and the bros were preparing to make sure we have what you guys need, not just on the civic side, as we're going to continue on today. However, we know we're going to catch up on court strategy class, of course, ourselves. However, we're preparing for the astrology portion also, guys, because remember this Tuesday, it's office hours with Dr. G. 7 Hill Star will be there. Remember, also we have the astrology workshop for quick thinking, Moon and Mercury coming up. As you guys know, this is actually a workshop where you can join. Alrighty, for 250 units in lieu of lawful money for ye elements in our intuition, where ye are a membership for life, so lifetime membership. So that every other subsequent workshop that we put together won't be for those members. It will be reduced at that moment as far as the next ones. However, we haven't set it up yet where it's like guests can, people can just show up as like a guest or things like of that nature. Because our perspective here and basically in how we study is, showing the seriousness that should be taken when one is analyzing the astrology. Alrighty. I get it. Some people think it's just something that you can just do with a cookbook fashion. Just like, hey, let me take the cookbook way of doing astrology. Sun in Aries means this and only this. That's the cookbook way of doing things. That's a no. So, we're really about just analyzing whatever the chart is about or whomever the chart pertains to, and making sure that we make accurate, testimonies to be a full synthesis or delineation that will benefit all that come to us for that particular service. So remember also to get your mental magician report from Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. If you're participating to be a lifetime member, you will get a mental magician 1.0 report from Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey for participating in the Quick Thinking Moon and Mercury Astrology Workshop happening the 12th and 13th August 2023. That is a Saturday and a Sunday, and both days will be 4 hours each, at minimum 4 hours. From noon to 1600 or 12 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern for those that need to hear like that for their comprehension. So that would be both Saturday and Sunday, 12th and 13th August 2023. But remember, catch up with us and join us on Tuesday at office hours with Dr. G on the House of Reawakening Minds YouTube channel. All right. So with that being said, I yield to Brother Sean as we kind of let you know what we're going in on before we do our invocation and the 2 letters we read in every meeting. Islam?
Yep, we're going through as what rule 19 through 22? Was that 21?
Yeah, 22, 19, 20, 21, 22, yeah.
All right, so we'll be going through those from the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. It'll be short and quick, sweet, straight to the point. So making sure everybody got their, pads and pen ready, and pull it up yourself and read along with us as we go through it, so that one can get a double dose, a 2-for-1 comprehension as we go for this. And anybody that is not used, haven't heard of the Federal Rules of Procedure, go back and go to the beginning. When we started out with the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, and just kind of catch up and get a gist of what we've been doing. So, maybe instead of doing a kind of Netflix and chill type night, just do a 7 Hill Star and chill. Well, a 7 Hill Star and study. And go through that. We have multiple playlists. We have plenty of videos from the astrology to civics, more than enough, along with 7hillstar.com, rvbaypublications.com, and lawfulliving.com to keep one busy and studied for at least 5 years minimum, with everything all combined, and just to go through and get a gist of that. So go check that out, go study, catch up, and know the rules for yourself, so that one doesn't have to go pay 1, 3, 5, 10,000 notes for any kind of packages or classes, and one can just take the time and learn it themselves and not really look for microwave results, going about it in a microwave approach. Just know it for yourself. That'll save a lot of money. And then if something wrong would happen to go, or instead of blaming anybody else, it could have been like, hey, I could have just learned this myself and saved myself plenty of time and money and all that. So yeah, it might be different, having to learn something that you didn't, but I mean, learning the rules so that one knows how to play the game is better than just not knowing the rules and going on about life and having these things happen to you. So yeah, check the playlist out, 7 Hill Star, All Rights Reserved on YouTube. rvbaypublications.com and lawfulliving.com. Those are the best 3 spots to learn astrology, the jurisprudence, and it'd really be good for one to join our workshop, so that now one knows how to write and think, also with the Moon Mercury workshop. So that's like, oh man, I'm having issues or troubles, understanding or, trying to write and get things down. And with that workshop, one to be able to see, oh, this is how I had this black sword, this how this aspects that. Okay, now I know how to overcome those little humps or troubles or obstacles when it comes to writing and communicating. So that now one can move forward and, even teach their loved ones and their babies about themselves and how to communicate, so that they don't be lacking, as some would say, or, having troubles with that, so that everything can be clear and copacetic, as some would say. And join us Tuesday on House of Reawakening Minds as we go in on Dr. G's channel. So there's a lot of things going on. As and also go to 7hillstar.com. We have the Astrology 101 workshop if one's wanting to learn astrology, and they can learn that on their own time and pace. There's also the Horary workshop. There's plenty of things on there. And make sure one checks out Copper Crystal Canvases to get your crystals, your electric culture for your gardening. I mean, it's plenty on there. One just has to go check it out for themselves. That, I think I'll yield our brochures, and peace to everybody on the TikTok world out there. Yeah, and study and get to know this for yourself, so that these beings, not to, just get to know things for yourself. Man knows not by being told or being preached to. And I think that's been, accepted thing is going or doing what everybody else does. And it's best to know and learn for oneself. What? Who is it? Sounding like an old man. Right? And yeah, check out Wednesday's presentation, Astro Weather Report, as we give ye all 7 days in advance. Intuition Mondays. Monday, we give global delineations on the topic. Astro Civic Sunday. And we know that Friday is Impromptu Improv. So we're like 4 days out the strong, what some would term a week. Right? Giving Astro Civics and the astrology. All right. Let's see. We're going to spell the rules 19 through 21. And Brother Hasan will be leading us in. I'll be doing the first letter to be read. Brother Hasan will be doing the second letter to be read. And I will be closing us out. Yeah, we're about to just get right on into it.
All righty, indeed. So we're here at the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Administrative Functions, pages 48 and 49. Handsomely standing due guard in his Moorish Sharif Fez and Abbas Prophet Noble Ali there on page 48. We're going to go in on our invocation in terms of Moorish American prayer. You can extend, for those that are participating, extend all 5 appendages on the left hand, just the index and middle on the right. We're going to face directional east, which is metaphysically symbolic to going within. And we're going to have our feet on a 45-degree angle as we stand with 5 on the left, 2 on the right. You can repeat after me either aloud or in your heart. Islam.
Islam.
Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My God.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
To his holy prophet.
To his holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Ameen. Indeed. Indeed. Excelente. Excelente. Now we're going to continue in administrative functions. Moorish Holy Temple of Science administrative functions. We're going to go to pages 84 and 85. All righty, and I yield the floor to Brother Sean Alim El Islam.
Islam. The following is a letter written to Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the 18th day of January, 1928, in Old Domini, or AD as some would say. He commanded that it be read before every meeting. It's from Administrative Functions, Moorish Science Temple of America, Home Office, 3603 Indiana Avenue. Noble Drew Ali, founder, Chicago, Illinois, January 18th, 1929, to be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother, Islam, I am glad to know that I have few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy, quote unquote, about me and the movement, now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials in the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as an American citizen, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that pay their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility, quote unquote. The nations of the world would not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my work in which I have performed in the last few months, because I was at the governor's inauguration to represent the Moorish Divine and National Movement, and I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover for the same cause. Noble Drew Ali.
Indeed, and we go to the Moorish literature excerpts from the Moorish Guide newspaper, pages 12 and 13, and again, handsomely standing due guard in his Moorish Sharif Fez and Abba is Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Divine warning on page 13, right, by the prophet, not the divine warning, which we know is a different document. However, divine warning by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslim governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work in their homes or on the streets. And that includes those internet streets, right? We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant or Boerish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the laws laid down to them by their prophet. And if they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drawley. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And getting right into this is right. All righty, here we go. Here we go, ski, right? Scroll on down. We're in Title 4, right? Parties, right? That's where we are. Title 4, parties. All righty. And so we are at, we're going to do 18, joinder of claims. That's what we're going to read. Brother Sean's going to read. I'm going to ad lib as usual. He's going to read Rule 19, required, pardon me. We're doing 19, 20, 21, and 22. So Brother Sean's going to do Rule 19 because we did 18 last cycle, right? So Rule 19, required joinder of parties, permissive joinder of parties for Rule 20, misjoinder and non-joinder of parties, Rule 21, and interpleader for Rule 22. So I'm going to click here on 18, right? And just zoometh on ineth. And as we said, these are going to be pretty short. However, I'm focused. Brother Sean, it is on you as you read.
Next one.
I am reading along with you so that my ad libs are timely. I yield.
We 19?
Oh, forgive me. I did that. What? My brain is thinking 18 for sure. We did 19 last cycle. Okay, there we go. Too cool to be embarrassed. Let's get it. Let's see. So how long this one is. Still not that long. You know what I mean? Still not that long. All right, let me zoom it on in it. I yield the floor to you, bro. Islam.
All right, we got Rule 19, required joiner of parties. A, persons required to be joined if feasible. 1, required party. A person who is subject to service or process and whose joiner will not deprive the court of subject matter jurisdiction must be joined as a party if A, in that person's absence, the court cannot accord complete relief among existing parties, or B, that person claims an interest relating to the subject of the action and is so situated that disposing of the action in the person's absence may, C.I., as a practical matter, impair or impede the person's ability to protect the interest, or 2, leave an existing party subject to a substantial risk of incurring double, multiple, or otherwise inconsistent obligations because of the interest.
Hold on 2 seconds. Rewind. Person required to be joined if feasible. Required party, a person who is subject to service a process or whose joinder will not deprive the court of subject matter jurisdiction must be joined as a party if, in that person's absence, the court cannot afford complete relief among existing parties, or, right? So, I mean, so it's just basically, even what I'm seeing here, it's just like, hey, in order for this to happen, these are the requirements, right? And it's very interesting too, because one thing that stuck out to me when Brother Sean was reading that was a person who is subject. And as I said before, because these have been written by the commission, the Judicial Commission for the United States. This does not apply to anyone except those that are within those administrative operations pertaining to these so-called court venues. Now, granted, I know people can do things wrong and you are to get, redress for grievance when someone wrongs you, when someone strips you of your liberty or your rights, you're to be redressed from being stripped, so to speak. So with that being said, it is, best to just kind of know the difference between a report and kind of doing you're an officer of the court suit, so to speak. So what a lot of things, what we're doing, and how we do it, we're really reporting wrongs that have been done. And really these corporate beings are supposed to be doing these suits and things of that nature. However, a lot of people are illiterate and they work jobs and get paychecks and really think that in their illiterate thinking that they're doing their job in good faith. Like, no, you're not. You don't even comprehend what it is that you're actually doing, because you're not doing what I and my bros are doing to even make sure, of the qualifications that are necessary in order to proceed. So just wanted to just speak on that. And it's just interesting. Just kind of see just that really stood out to me, right? A person who is subject. It's like, if you're not subject to it, then why even participate? However, I get also at the same time, we need to have what we need to have to kick ass pertaining to those that seek to utilize these things against us. With that, I yield the floor, Brother Sean Islam.
All right. 2, joiner by court order. If a person has not been joined as acquired, the court must order that the person be made a party. A person who refuses to join as a plaintiff may be made either a defendant or, in a proper case, an involuntary plaintiff. 3, venue. If a joined party objects to venue and the joiner would make venue improper, the court must dismiss that party. B.
That's interesting, though. I'm just that whole involuntary plaintiff thing. And then venue, if a joined party objects to venue and the joiner would make venue improper, the court must dismiss that party. Right? Because then this makes you think about delegation, right? When they're holding these so-called court cases, and it's like, say it's dealing with transportation, right, of some sort, and they're holding a transportation court as if it's, and it's a criminal, right, court when they deal with transportation, right? That's what they practice in those venues. And when one does not even qualify, first of all, the venue doesn't qualify because there's nothing from the Secretary of Transportation that says, here, I need you to conduct court pertaining to this topic that we, handle pertaining to transportation. That's one thing. Then whoever is who's on the side of prosecution, this is 9 times out of 10, they don't even have the actual authority delegated to them to be prosecuted. They will assume the position as one who has gotten a delegated certificate of some sort to proceed on behalf of the Attorney General of the state, who should be getting that delegation from the governor of the state, which are vendors pertaining to the state republics, which are not the vendors, right? We're dealing with public form of government with the state, the state republics, where the state ofs are just like, they're vendors. They're little private entities trying to set up a lemonade stand, and the lemonade that they're serving, it takes away your liberties and freedoms. You know what I mean? So, because they're hoping that you don't know these things, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm looking at, with venue, like, look at that. It's never, you can never be a party joint. You should always be objecting to the venue. Why? Because you don't qualify in the first place. The venue is improper because they're improperly assuming that you're one that's subjected to, the jurisdiction pertaining to the court in any way, shape, or form. All right, I yield, bro. Islam.
B, when joinder is not feasible. If a person who is required to be joined, if feasible, cannot be joined, the court must determine whether and equity and good conscience. And good conscience, the action should proceed among the existing parties or should be dismissed. The factors for the court to consider include: 1, the extent to which a judgment rendered in the person's absence might prejudice that person or the existing parties. 2, the extent to which
wow. Just say wow. Just off that number one. But go ahead.
2, the extent to which any prejudice could be lessened or avoided by A, protective provisions in the judgment, B, shaping the relief, or C, other measures. 3, whether a judgment rendered in the person's absence would be adequate. And scroll me down, Sean, bro. And 4, whether the plaintiff would have an adequate remedy if the action were dismissed for non-joinder.
Whether the plaintiff would have an adequate remedy if the action were dismissed for non-joinder. So it's like, I'm thinking as an example, and I'm always open for correction. Like joinder, okay, let's have as a plaintiff the quote unquote United States when there are beings who are doing stuff like evictions and they're acting like it's county property. All right, your apartment, your house, they're acting like it's county property, and they're doing that and removing beings as if you're an employee for the county, as if that house, apartment, or whatever is a part of the county. It's ridiculous, to say the least. It is absolutely ridiculous, right? All right, so now instead of them doing a HUD due process hearing, they are railroading people and doing, for example, evictions, right? So now when you go to sue these beings, it should be a party that joins you. It should be the United States, right? Right. I'm not saying that as if like it's the United States is real. I'm just saying utilize strategy in pointing out the fact that there's a county level and state level operation going on that's acting as if it has the authority like the federal level. So now they are impersonating federal officers. So now you join to you, right? A party in joinder, a plaintiff in joinder would probably be the United States. Again, I'm open for correction for those of you that actually know, not any of you naysayers. You know what I mean? So if Malika was to hear this, McRail, Keith, Bobby, I'm open for correction. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll even mention that too. You know what I'm saying? On Tuesday's class. You know what I mean? However, I yield, bro. Islam.
Islam. C, pleading the reasons for non-joiner. When asserting a claim for relief, a party must state, 1, the name, if known, of any person who is required to be joined if feasible, but is not joined, and 2, the reasons for not joining that person.
Yeah, that's why I said the person you should be adding is the United States. Why? Because, for example, again, like when it comes to evictions, right? The county is acting as if they're the Department of Housing and Urban Development. So the party in joinder should be the secretary pertaining to the housing, or that's United States, right? Okay. As far as their operations are concerned. What'd you say?
I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Islam and D.
Right, exception for class actions, pardon me. This rule is subject to Rule 23.
Homework. Go and read Rule 23. That's homework for y'all. All right. Checking out Rule 23. Now, let's scroll. I mean, because we'll get to Rule 23 next Friday, right? Now on 20, permissive joinder of parties, right? Permissive joinder of parties. All right. I yield the floor, bro. Islam.
Rule 20, permissive joiner of parties. A, persons who may join or be joined. 1, plaintiffs. Persons may join in one action as plaintiffs if A, they assert any right to relief jointly, severally, or an alternative with respect to or arising out of the same transaction, occurrence, or series of transactions or occurrences. And
That's
B,
why I even mentioned that's why I mentioned it. What I just said about joining a certain, so-called department pertaining to the United States as being a person that can be joint, in your complaint. However, we already know in order for you to be an actual plaintiff or defendant, you must be an officer. Period. So a lot of people are being pulled into jurisdictions under the auspice that they are an officer. So this is why people are like, man, this is what they do to you in court, man. You just gotta go along and get along. Records request. Records request. Like I like to request a record that says that I'm an officer, first of all. Where's my, application, contract, oath of office, and separately written, separately autographed, certified statement that says I'm using my property, first and foremost, my rights, which is my property, for more than 50% of its use at the pleasure of the governor doing foreign trade and commerce, being a foreign trade and commerce officer, because that's all this is bureaucratized slavery. And what they've done in this bureaucratized slavery is turn people into agents. And once they treat you like an agent, they can abuse you like one of their agents, unless you go, excuse me, can I have the record that I'm not an agent? And yes, it's not just, oh, well, I say this to this person or what I do here. This takes study, guys. This is why we go. If you're just getting entry level stuff, cool. RVDayPublications.com if you're really interested in declaring and proclaiming your nationality, because for me, that's the only real remedy that will be really grace to you. Honestly, because it comes with a whole different energy and aura and spirit in order for you to even do what we're talking about. Is it important to know your astrology? Yes, it is. 7healstar.com, being sincere, true and faithful Moorish Americans can sincerely assist with that. And then the reason why we suggest you go to the jurisprudence gym at lawfulliving.com is so that you can further exercise what you picked up from RV Bay and 7 Hill Star, and then be able to bring things to fruition based on the different topics and the way that things are spoken about and the different templates that are there, that you can actually, build, your own documentation from, and it's about having a really focused mindset without the emotion, so that you can actually, for lack of better words, correct these people, beat them up, make your notices and filing motions with affidavits supporting them the correctional facility that they have to be inconvenienced in, because the reason they're being inconvenienced because you're holding them to their obligation. When it's like, oh man, I was hoping that I got someone who wasn't intelligent, just let me railroad them, and now they feel like they're in debt for life. When no, we need to be beating these people up in two things. One, pointing out that they don't have the record that we consented to their processes, because they are abusing and simulating the legal process. And then that's going to show that they're illiterate. The attorneys are illiterate. Most of the so-called judges, which are just administrative officers, illiterate. They have habits, cocaine, alcohol. They have habits, popping pills. They got habits. And so they have an emotional imbalance and are psychologically inept, yet still try to make decisions on people's life through simulating the legal process. Hi, yo, bro, Islam.
Islam. B, any question of law or fact common to all plaintiffs will arise in the action.
I can't make this up, but go ahead, bro. I yell.
2, defendants, persons, as well as a vessel, cargo, or other property subject to admiralty process in rem, may be joined in one action as defendants if A, any right to relief is asserted against them jointly, severally, or in the alternative with respect to or arising out of the same transaction, occurrence, or a series of transactions or occurrences.
Bro, persons as well as vessel, cargo, or other property subject to what process in a thing? Because rem is in the thing. Admiralty. We should be only dealing with equity. If you're not a part of the foreign trade and foreign commerce, equity is you took this from me, now you need to replace it. That there needs to be a equal compensation for you doing X, Y, and Z to me. Admiralty? See why you don't qualify? Now, I'm not saying go out and kill people and be like, well, see, I got a perfect defense. I can just kill people and look, I don't qualify. I'm not at work. I'm not in a federal trade zone, and I don't have an oath of office. Justice catches you in terms of you think you can beat it there, or to catch you somewhere else. However, because really, killing people, hurting people in any way, shape, or form is it's an action that is an unaction and a misuse pertaining to one's will, actually. And you're not here to misuse your will. That comes with consequences in the long run, whether you think it whether you believe it, think it or not. We know. Right? So I'm not saying go out there and do some fuck shit. Refrain from doing the fuck shit. What I am saying, however, though, is pay attention to how much we read this. It does not apply to you. So that's why we're reading the rules, to use them not for our benefit, but to use them to hold other people to it. And then they go, oh, this doesn't, we don't have a record of this. And then you like, you need everything in writing. Don't just let somebody tell you some shit over the phone. You need it in writing. You need it via, the postal stream, via the mail, even though you're not, a federal agent doing business, you don't have you're not an officer, right? Because even that's federal, right? Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. 0.2.1 in the annotated, Constitution. You can read that. It's under, needful buildings, places purchased in needful buildings. So you're not these things. Cool, great. How do you prove it? Because sometimes when we just go, well, I'm not this. You're absolutely right. You're not that, right? However, you got people that'll be like, yeah, everybody says that. We're still going to railroad your ass, inconvenience your life, So inconvenience them by asking questions. Records, requests, again, quest, interrogate, question. Again, I'm going to ask you for this record. Oh, you don't have it? I need that in writing that you don't have that in your records. Thank you so much for providing me that record. Because now what you're going to do is you're going to make a record and keep a record. They provide, you made the record for the records request. They provided you the evidence showing that, hey, yeah, you really don't belong here. And now you want to hold on to that, especially for future anything else, is because you got a bunch of dumbasses out here. I'm just being grown and taking care of my family. I'm doing the right thing in good faith. You're an asshole. If you're police, probably should have your head blown off, provided you don't really know law. Oh, you're a sheriff, huh? Probably should have your head blown off. Or hung. When you're doing your job in good faith and don't even recognize, you're breaking the law. Even putting on that uniform, filling out an application to be police, you're breaking the law. Oh, how is that? Oh, you're just thinking, no. Go and read stuff yourself. I guarantee what you'll find, you'll probably want to kill yourself. Policy enforcer, so-called sheriff, attorney, so-called judge. You'll probably want to kill yourself. Because what you thought you were doing, you didn't really analyze exactly what you're participating in, and you're committing treason. every day, all day. We as the people that aren't those things need to be confident, strong, not punk asses, and learn how to make a record and keep a record. Oh, these beings are doing this. Okay, well, jot down on this data, this, and this happened. We need to get confident in suing, period. That's why we need to make sure our little ones know these things and be sharp with it. Have the conversation, have it around them. So no matter what, your little ones are like, dang, man, my people is always listening to some law stuff or reading some law stuff. And then eventually it'll just spill over into them. I yield. Indeed. So again, Brother Sean read persons as well as vessel, cargo, or other property subject to admiralty process in a thing, right? In rem, may be joined in one action as defendant. What? How does a vessel be a defendant? A cargo be a defendant? Property is that's just letting y'all hear that? In admiralty jurisdiction. That's why my brother tells you, like, make sure you know what the venue is. Is it barratry? Is it bottomry? Right? Just seriously, because that's where they'll try to make you be property. That's where and when you're property, you're dead. Property doesn't speak. How many tables and chairs you go, objection? Just saying. Hey, yo, bro, you on B. Any question? Because you read any right to relief is asserted against them jointly, severally, or in alternative with respect to, or rising out of the same transaction occurrence or series of transactions or occurrences. And B,
any question of law or fact common to all defendants will arise in the action. 3, extent of relief. Neither a plaintiff nor defendant need be interested in obtaining or defending against all the relief demanded. The court may grant judgment to one or more plaintiffs according to their rights and against one or more defendants according to their liabilities.
Man, that's powerful right there. Just the court may grant judgment to one or more plaintiffs according to their rights. And against one or more defendants according to their liabilities. However, once again, in order to be a plaintiff or a defendant, you must be an officer. Rule 17, you read it already. I yield. Protective measures.
The court may issue orders, including order for separate trials, to protect a party against embarrassment, delay, expense, or other prejudice that arises from including a person against whom the party asserts no claim and who asserts no claim against the party.
Look at that. The court may issue orders, including an order for separate trials, to protect a party against embarrassment. Can you imagine, you invoke these different rules and hold these beings to these rules? They be like, man, they know the rules too well, man. Look, Jerry, this isn't going to go good for you. You're not going to be able to take Annie to the Poconos this year because these guys are kicking ass in these venues. We can't get them to come in here anymore and just be dummies. Nope.
You can't get them to come in to stand a surety.
What you say?
We can't get them to come in and stand a surety for us.
Exactly. They're too good about it. They're too good at exercising Proverbs 11:15.
They're reading now. No.
They know. What you say?
They're reading now. No.
Yeah, Islam. Islam. They're giving too much effect to Matthew 18:15 through 20. No, but anyway, yeah, man. let's do this. Let's go to we're at 21 now. Misjoinder or non-joinder of parties. Huh?
I say, yeah, we at 21. Yeah.
And that's it. That's all, man. 3 sentences.
Goodness. Rule 21. Misjoinder and non-joinder of parties. Misjoinder of parties is not a ground for dismissing an action. On motion or
so court can't be like, oh well, we dismissed this case, we dismissed this action for misjoinder of parties. Objection, rule 21, misjoinder of parties is not ground for dismissing action. That's just an example of how that would go. I yield.
All right. On motion or on its own, the court may at any time on just terms add or drop a party. The court may also sever any claim against a party.
And they sever any claim. So that means that if the court is doing that, and we already know the court is who's ever really sitting the bench, right? Because think about it. The state is whoever is sitting the chair for the governor. So the court is whoever's sitting the chair or sitting at the bench, which is the judge, the administrative officer. Both are administrative officers. The magistrate, the judge. Just the magistrate is like Judge Light. The magistrate isn't to be as competent. The magistrate is like the apprentice to the judge. However, to my comprehension. However, if you see, the similarities in things, the state, the court, the state is headed by the governor. So the governor is the state. That seat is the state. Anyway, so the court is the bench. So basically, it's basically saying that who's ever sitting bench on motion or on their own may at any time on just terms add or drop a party. What? On what grounds are you adding or joining them? No. All right. And finally, rule 22, right? Interpleader. See, it's not that long, bro. So I was like, yep, this one's gonna be pretty quick. I yield.
Rule 22, interpleader. A, grounds. 1, by a plaintiff. Persons with claims that may expose a plaintiff to double or multiple liability may be joined as defendants and required to interplead. Joinder for interpleader is proper even though A, the claims of the several claimants or the titles on which their claims depend, like a common origin or adverse and independent rather than identical, or B, the plaintiff denies liability in whole or in part to any or all of the claimants. 2, by a defendant. A defendant exposed to similar liability may seek interpleader through a cross-claim or counterclaim. B, relation to other rules and statutes. This rule supplements and does not limit the joinder of parties allowed by Rule 20. The remedy this rule provides is in addition to and does not supersede or limit the remedy provided by 28 U.S.C. subsection 1335, 1397, and 2361. An action under those statutes must be conducted under these rules.
Title 28 is the judiciary, judicial office and the judiciary, something like that. If I can remember the title properly. All right. Let's see. 28. Let's see what the title is. How do you find the title? Well, I'm going to go over here to where it says U.S. Code. Boom. All right. And click it on that. right? And then I'm gonna go down to Title 28. Yep. Oh, judiciary and judicial procedure, right? So this is how you get to kind of know a little better how to navigate certain things, so you guys don't have to be so concerned, right? However, again, like the thank you all for joining us. We're going over the federal rules of civil procedure. As you guys can see, we're at Title 4 right now, parties. And when we come back next Friday, we'll be going over 23 class actions, 23.1 derivatives, 23.2 actions relating to unincorporated associations. We're going to go over those three. All righty. And with that being said, guys, is there any questions, comments, and or suggestions? Tyrell Bay says, peace and love, everyone, and happy holy day. Islam, beloved brother, peaceful greetings, and happy holy days to you also. Brother 7. Judah Bilal Bay says, peace and love. Indeed, brother 7. Halo City Young, brother Al Norris says, happy holy day, happy holy Venus degree, peace and love. Brother Derek Glash Bay says, happy holy Venus degree. It's funny though, it came out as venue degree. That's so funny. It came out as venue degree. That's hilarious because we, you know what I mean? I was speaking about venue just not too long ago, just a few minutes ago. Mother Sahar says, happy holy Venus degree, peace and love to everyone. And Mother Sahar says, makes sense to me, right? Questions, comments, and or suggestions going Twiz eyes. Right. I guess what I could do is go here, right, and click on 7heelstar.com. Just give you a quick reminder, right? As the page loads, right? Guys, remember sign up for our email, email list. 7heelstar.com. Welcome to 7heelstar.com. Subscribe now and to receive free weekly gifts and study materials directly to your inbox. Going to click more right there, right? Brings down that drop down menu. And guys, boom, the universally professional astrology community, TUPAC, right? Workshops, membership, and Elmo's Night tuition. All righty. Astro literacy workshops observing the qualities and testimonies for planets and points in astrology. All righty. And guys, you see it's letting you know it's 250 units in lieu of Lawful money for your elementary tuition. However, it will be for lifetime membership. All right. And this workshop's lecture presentation is by I am Brother Sean Aleem L. And guys, remember, when you join this, you are getting a Mental Magician Report 1.0. All righty. As and it will indicate some way, shape, or form that this is a lifetime membership. However, I'll also keep note of that. You can click the flyer above to check out, right? You guys want to join, or you can CashApp the caduceus symbol, which is called the $, OurAstrologyStreet, which is the only, right, CashApp for 7 Hill Star. Brother Sean has his own too for 720 Astral Healing. However, for right now, we're just jointly using this one here. All righty. And the email is 7heelstar@gmail.com, right? Until I get this one corrected for this website. All right. And so if we were to click that right there, it'll take you to be able to check out, right? As it's loading it, right? And for the quick thinking Moon and Mercury astrology workshop, the Universally Professional Astrology Community presents Quick Thinking, Moon and Mercury, 12th and 13th August 2023, Saturday and Sunday at noon through 1600. So that's from 12 post-meridian Eastern to 1600 or 4 post-meridian Eastern. Elementary tuition for a lifetime membership, 250 units in lieu of lawful money via CashApp to caduceus symbol and $, OurAstrologyStreet workshops lecture presentation by I am Brother Sean Aleem L. So you guys go to 7heelstar.com. All rights reserved. Entertain the Lodian without prejudice. Zodiac Constitution. All right. Truth A1AA222141. All right. And you will get those 2 files then too, guys, if you get that. Either way, guys, I will go over this and make sure, and I would like for you guys to have, those charts too. So, if you didn't get, to sign up through the website and you came directly to one of us, that's fine. Right. And we'll make sure you get the chart and the astro study poster because we'll analyze the chart for that day. all right, which has already been cast way ahead of time, because we can do that. We can look into the future and see what's going on, right? So to speak, look into the dimensions to manifest, turn to the future, all right? Clicking more again, and we're going to copper crystal canvases, guys, without delay. Copper crystal canvases, you guys can get the incense holder, right, with the angel aura, amethyst, and rose quartz crystal, right? Then there's an incense holder with the rose quartz crystal there also. Well, I'm telling you, some really smashing good things coming, yeah, right? I'm telling you some new pieces, but copper crystal canvases is just turned up, man. So you guys want to get these first ones. These are like, you know, when comic books first came out, you're like, man, I wish I would have got the first edition. Like, yeah, that's what you're gonna wish, right? Amethyst and rose quartz hair jewelry, right? For your locks, for those of you that have locks, or you know, just for your hair in general, for any of you, all right? And then we have here the selenite 7 chakra wand, all right? And also, you guys see that there is a crystal heart plant trellis, right? And there is much, much, much more, right? It's funny because there's one of these plant stakes, right? I've actually observed the growth of a plant from like 1 or 2 leaves to like maybe like 11 or 13 leaves now. It's like, wow. Like those plant stakes are for sure the ish, right? You can get your crystal plant stake also. And there's much more. You guys click show more. There's so much more that, you know, comes up, right? You guys do it in your own time, all right? Just see what it is there. I'm pretty sure you can see the sage air plant holder, the copper monstera earrings, right? Just, you know, the site is just taking its time to load. And it's all good, right? However, go and check it out for yourself. All right. I know I'm doing a few things, demanding my processor to do quite a few things. But go and check those things out there, guys. You will not be disappointed one bit. As you know, you go to the About Us tab also. You want to see what's there. Right. You go to About Us, right? And you see not only I, Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, and the kind of just a brief bio about I, and being able to schedule, you know, these sessions there. Copper Crystal Canvases is there. Their Instagram, you can see things directly. Brother Corey Bey scheduling now, right? For fitness and nutrition plan according to the astrology chart, right? Wellness coaching podcast. You can learn more. Click there. You'll see the podcast with him and Brother Malika Bey, right? Core Movement, right? You can check their you direct message them for online sessions for yoga and other exercise means. And One Heart Supplement Raw Moorish, I call it Moorish sea moss gel, right? And you can get that directly there. Also, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey with his Jaguar Solar activities. Also, you can schedule there. You can also see, you know, he's usually with us on the weather report. You know, we are live by about 11:30, 12 Eastern before he gets busy. If we're not, you guys catch us. You see, we go on later. Probably why you don't see Brother Terrell there, because he's, you know, he's helping out his loved ones. He's a family man, right? And you can direct message him at the Jaguar Soul Instagram. And you have Brother Sean Email with the Mental Magician Actual Literacy Report. You can click and just order right there. You can see samples, right? Like he has one for Kendrick Lamar, one for Dr. Dre, and one for LeBron James. Also, you can see what he has put together there, right? You see the samples. Intuition Monday Global Delineation Report. He is also, you see Brother Sean and I every Moon Day, right? And you can check out his Instagram also, right? For 720 Astro Healing. And you guys know the Astro Civics Concept Correction also with Brother R once Bro is available to do that also, right? So with that being said, Copper Crystal Canvases, hit up the Instagrammies, right, for Copper Crystal Canvases, and you can see other pieces that have, you know, been there. And don't be shy. Check everything out, right? Check out the different photos that are posted, different advertisements, right? The things that, like I said, this new piece is coming. You guys will not be disappointed, right? And it's like when you go to the stories and you actually click on the links there, look, it takes you back to 7 Hillstar where you guys can go shop, right? So, you know, we've been in advertise mode, right? And I mean, the good sister is not pleasing, right? Right. Looky. Astro. Right? And then the love shown. Copper Crystal Canvases is sharing this here. And then you guys.
Supreme honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ollie.
Quick. Boom. So put those links, guys, and make sure you do what you do in getting yourself some Copper Crystal Canvases and all your astrology needs at 7hillstar.com. All right. There's much more to come. I'm telling you, it seems like we're just getting started to us. It's just like, it's a fresh idea. It's another fresh idea. However, there's consistency. All right, that's there. So with that being said, Brother Sean, questions, comments, and/or suggestions going thrice?
If you already know where to go and what to do.
Be yourselves and
donate. Had to add a little.
Donate, indeed, guys. Let's do our invocation out. I think it is Brother Sean's going to lead us out on our invocation now. Just extend all 5 appendages on your left hand, just the index and middle on the right. We're going to face directional east, which is symbolic metaphysically to going within, having your feet on a 45-degree angle as you stand to face east. And you can repeat after Brother Sean either aloud or in your heart.
Islam.
Allah,
the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth. Peace. Freedom. And justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day. Through his holy prophet. Noble Drew Ali.
Indeed, guys. I'd like to thank you all so much, guys. Make sure you do these studies. All righty, check out everything that is that we're sharing. Mother's heart says sincere gratitude, Brother Hasan and Brother Sean. Indeed, beloved mother and Brother Derek Bey says peace and love. This is what we say to y'all. Make sure you get your rest and recharge well. Make sure you go and put your bare feet on the grass in the morning and do those breathing exercises in the micro Prosecute video around minute 37 and Brother Taj gives, and sun gaze. And with that being said, vegan is a much better choice. I'm just saying. Drink your herbal teas too. Don't steep longer than 10 or 15 minutes. All right. And with that being said, guys, we love you all. Thank you for joining. I am Brother Sean on behalf of Brother Corey, Brother Terrell, and Brother Artist, where we say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. And those on TikTok too, that was there live with Brother Sean. Peace and love.